Let's focus ourselves in between the forehead. And you're seeing yourself as point of light, an eternal being of light. I am an imperishable being of light. I am an immortal being of light. And the whole story of immortality is within me. My spiritual eternal Father has told this immortal story for the new world by the soul. I experienced that. Eternal existence within me. I'm beyond death. Beyond all bondages of limited consciousness. And I am beyond all the barriers and blockages of old belief systems and ignorance. I'm free from all vices, and I'm pure as a lotus flower. I experience to be constantly under the cool showers of the rain of knowledge, of the ocean of knowledge. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Once again, good morning and welcome to this elevated gathering where we listen to God's elevated versions. Today, Baba said that you are Brahmins and you are specially chosen for the task of purification. And so, you first focus on yourself, allow God's light and purify yourself. And then you become right hand in purifying others in the world. So Baba says, sweet children, after becoming Brahmins, don't behave in such a way that the Father's name would be dishonored while at your work, etc. Simply continue to follow Srimad. Question: which words should not emerge from the lips of the godly students? A student is the one who always respects the teacher and who always is punctual in time and who always is dressed well as per the code, and who always is attentive in the class, and who always does his homework as well. Am I right? If anything he's not understanding, he wouldn't mind even taking special classes, extra tuitions to make things sit in his intellect. And he would never go out of portion. He would completely focusing and has a lot of interest in moving ahead, in completing the portion and becoming number one in the class. These are the few traits of a good student. So Baba says, which words should not emerge from the lips of a student? We don't have time to study. These words should not emerge from your lips. And the Father does not place any difficulty on the children's heads. He simply says, awaken in the early hours of the morning and remember me and study for an hour and a half, an hour. Question: what is the plan of human beings and what is the Father's plan? Answer: the plan of human beings is to unite and become one. Everyone is dreaming that all religions to be together, they all should work together. But all religions doesn't believe in one Father, that we all belong to one Father. They don't believe. All religions think, my God is mine, your God is yours. Your God can never be mine. Mine will never be yours. They only can convert and want to expand. But they don't want to believe that all the religions belong to one God. And that's why their plan of becoming one, can it be fulfilled? Baba says, human beings desire one thing, and the Father's plan is to change the land of falsehood into the land of truth. So, in order to go to the land of truth, you definitely do have to become truthful. And today's song, what has happened to the human beings of today? Look how they became degraded. Their belief systems about lifestyle, about time, everything became impure. Tamo Pradhan. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
You children also say Om Shanti. Souls can say Om Shanti through their bodies. The original religion of myself, the soul, is peace. You must not forget this. The Father comes and also says, Om Shanti. The place where you children remain peaceful is also the place where the Father resides. That is our land of peace, and that is our home. No scholar or pundit in the world outside knows this. They simply say that a soul is the same as the Supreme Soul. No one has knowledge of souls. They do not know what a soul is. All the billions of souls are like stars. An imperishable part is fixed in each soul, and it emerges at its own time. The Father sits here and explains this. The Father cannot explain to human beings without entering a human body and becoming human. I too definitely need a body. Who is saying this? I too definitely need a body. Pavitra, sister, who says this? Who is saying?
Baba.
Baba is, yeah, certainly. Shivaba also says, I too need a body in order to speak. A body is adopted when creation has to be created. Creation takes place through Prajapita Brahma. Incorporeal Shiva is the creator. He explains through Prajapita Brahma to Brahma Kumars and Kumaris, not to Shudras. This is now our Brahmin caste. Previously, we were in the Shudra caste, and before that, we belonged to the merchant and then warrior castes. People of the world do not understand these things. We know that we are the same souls who were like deities in the golden age. Then we became warriors in the silver age. Then we became merchants in the copper age. And in this iron age, we all have become like untouchables. Brahmins definitely become deities who later become warriors, merchants, and Shudras. It's a cycle. Those who become Brahmins, they will go through this beautiful eternal cycle. Brahmins are the top knot. Previously, Brahmins used to wear a top knot like a cow's hoof. You play the game of the somersault. Somersault we play. I do not play it. What is the somersault that we souls play and God doesn't play? What is the somersault? Brother Leonard? Brother Leonard, are you listening?
Yes, I'm listening.
So what is the somersault that we souls play and God the Father doesn't play this game of somersaults?
From my, I may say, doubting on somersault, unbelief.
Okay. Let me tell you, I think a more understanding, deeper understanding is needed in this. Somersault of the soul means taking the body and leaving the body, which is called as life and death cycle. Souls enter into the bodies and they leave the body and enter into this life and death cycle. God, the Father, shall never enter into the womb of a human being and take birth and enter into any such cycle of life and death. You go into the cycle of these castes. There's another cycle. There's so many cycles in one cycle. Caste cycle, religion cycle, birth cycle, a good and bad action cycle. So you go into the cycle of these castes. It is such an easy matter. Your very name is Swadarshan Chakradhari, the spinner of the discus of self-realization. But people have written all sorts of things in the scriptures. You understand that only you Brahmins shall become Swadarshan Chakradhari. However, the symbols of these ornaments have been given to the deities because they are complete. The symbols only suit them. By imbibing this knowledge, you once again become rulers of the globe. You are now personally sitting here. This is the sacrificial fire of the knowledge of Rudra. Brahmins are definitely needed for a yajna. A Shudra cannot create a yajna. Rudra, Shiv Baba, has created this sacrificial fire. And so Brahmins are needed definitely in the Laukik also for performing any such sacrificial fires, prayers. Brahmin priests are hired. But Baba says this particular yajna is an unlimited yajna created by unlimited Father. And so he meets Brahmins. So the moment he shares this eternal knowledge, then Brahmins, human beings, start practicing the Brahmin culture, and they would become Brahmins. That is full of knowledge and always with wisdom and a vision of positivity and a vision of non-violence for the self and in the food and even in the relationships, completely non-violent. The father says, I only speak to the Brahmin children. This is such a huge sacrificial fire. As soon as the father came, he created this sacrificial fire. This is known as a sacrificial fire in which the horse is sacrificed. That is, it is the sacrificial fire to establish self-sovereignty. There is always a purpose for every sacrificial fire. So, what is the purpose of the one which is established by God? It is because the horse has to be, surrendered. We never heard a horse being put in the fire. Did you ever hear about that? Why a horse can be put in the fire? What does it mean if Baba says this is meant for the horse to be sacrificed? Is it a physical sacrifice? Or what does it mean? Do you know? Sister, do you know? Okay. Horse means body. And so sacrificing horses means sacrificing body consciousness. Totally.
Yes.
And where is this fire? This is the fire of the awareness, fire of knowledge, and it is inside. The ocean of knowledge has come and has given us this knowledge, and this knowledge that entered in the intellect has become a fire, and in that intellect, all the body consciousness is gone because it is the intellect which is conscious about things. And as soon as the Father came, he created this sacrificial fire. This is known as the sacrificial fire in which the horse is sacrificed. That is, it is the sacrificial fire to establish self-sovereignty. Where in Bharat, Baba creates the golden age self-sovereignty. So you can call this the Shiva Jnana Yajna or Rudra Jnana Yajna. This particular sacrificial fire is not about the fire, the element called fire, but it is all about the fire of knowledge. The temple at Somnath is also his. That one has been given many names. Shiv Baba has many names and has many meanings for that. This is known as a yajna, and it is not called as a school. Here it is yajna. But this center is a school. The Father has created the Rudra Jnana Yajna. A yajna is not called as a school. The yajna is created through the Brahmins, and the bestower, the innocent Lord, is the one who gives alms to Brahmins. Baba says he is called Shiva, the innocent Lord, the master of all treasures. You are now sitting face to face with him. Bab Dada has adopted you children. This one is a senior mother. However, Bamma is fixed to take care of the brothers. She is the cleverest of all. Her part is the main one. She is Jagadamba, the goddess of knowledge. Then can you put Mama's image on the screen so that everyone would see? You all know who is Mama? Mama is a very powerful soul who attained the angelic, complete and perfect stage quite early in her life by clearing all the accounts of karma through body and through situation, relation, everything. And she became passed with honor. So she was introduced to this knowledge and she came into the organization at her age, very young age of 16, a very young age. And then she became a mother at a very young age, at 19. What I mean to say here is she became a mother. Everyone saw her as a mother. Everyone experienced the motherly qualities within her. And everyone felt that motherly love, sustenance, spiritually. She's a spiritual mother to all. Thank you, sister. So she left her body and became an angel on June 24th. So every year, this month is considered as Mama's month, and we do special meditation, special classes. We listen to her channelings. Mama never has got any visions, but Mama Khan's always focused on Murli, and Murli made her into Jagadamba. As she was studying deeply, churning, her meditation became very, 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 very powerful. And she used to do early morning meditations. Sometimes before 2 o'clock, she used to wake up and sit in Baba's remembrance on the roof. And she used to meditate till 4. And then she would come down and sit with everyone from 4, because officially everyone gather at 4 a.m. So her part is a main one. She is Jagadamba, the goddess of knowledge. Mahalakshmi cannot be called as a goddess of knowledge. The name Lakshmi means goddess of wealth. They say so-and-so has Lakshmi, is Lakshmi in their home. And that is, they have a lot of wealth. Even in India, the girls, young girls, small, newly baby girl born, or even the daughter-in-laws newly coming into the family, those brides, they are called as Lakshmi. Lakshmi means goddess of wealth. They come, they bring lot of energy of treasures, of happiness and love and peace and everything. They ask Lakshmi for wealth alone. At the end of every 12 months, they invoke Lakshmi. Jagadamba fulfills everyone's desires. You children understand that Jagadamba is the daughter of Prajapita Brahma. Her name is Saraswati. Just one name is enough. There is the mother as well as the children. You are listening to the knowledge from Shivaba. The father has come and has adopted this one and named him Brahma. He also says, I enter an impure body. None of these things are written in the scriptures. You understand that you are making efforts for the new world. You understand that you are making effort for the new world. You are becoming flowers from thorns. When you were Shudras, you were thorns, and you have now become Brahmins, and so you are called as flowers. The Father changes Brahmins into flowers. He is the master of the garden, and all you are gardeners. Number-wise, those who are good gardeners make others the same as themselves. They continue to plant saplings. All are number-wise. This is called spiritual knowledge. God is the one who gives knowledge. It is human beings who speak all the scriptures, etc. This spiritual knowledge is given by the Supreme Spirit to the spirits. No one else receives the knowledge of the Creator and the creation. They simply tell tall stories. This is the world of falsehood, where everything is false. In the beginning, there was no artificial jewelry, but it has now become so artificial. There is now so much artificial jewelry. Now, Baba is comparing the jewelry With what? You remember in the course, what is jewelry and what is gold? The soul is a gold and the body is considered as jewelry. So when the alloy is mixed in the gold, then the jewelry also will not have so much of value, isn't it? So Baba says now this body has become like artificial jewelry. No one is able to keep real jewelry now. The kingdom of Ravan is the land of falsehood. The land of truth is the kingdom established by Rama, and Rama means God. Now, this is a sacrificial fire created by Shiva Baba. It is a school, it is a sacrificial fire, as well as it is a home. We are a family. You understand that you are personally sitting in front of Parlokik Father and Prajapita Brahma. How can you receive the inheritance unless you become Brahmins? True Brahmins are needed to look after the yajna. Those who indulge in vice are not called as Brahmins. Those who indulge in vice are not called as Brahmins. What is the vice? All the 5 vices are called as vice. But Baba specifically, when he says vice, means it is lust. So those who indulge in lust, they can never become Brahmin. And when they cannot become Brahmin, they cannot become deity. And by claiming the inheritance from the Father, what would the result be if one foot is in the boat, one boat, and the other foot is in the other boat? To sail across, we have to be in the boat. But one foot of the intellect is in the boat of the Ravan, that is Satan, and one foot of your intellect is in the boat of the Rama. Then you would be split into 2. Biggest punishment. Biggest punishment. Because both the boats are going, they have their own different directions. Rama's boat will go into heaven. Ravan's boat will go into hell. It is already in the hell. So both the practices, belief systems, lifestyle, food habits, relations, actions, interactions, everything is different totally. Isn't it? The vision itself is totally different. So Baba says, what would be the result? You would be split into 2. Then by performing such activity, you would dishonor the Father's name. You call yourselves the children of Prajapita Brahma, but you perform the actions of a Shudra. The Father says, by all means, carry on with your business, etc. But if you do everything according to Srimad, it becomes Baba's responsibility. You have come here to receive godly directions. Those are devilish directions, whereas you follow Srimad in order to become elevated. The highest on high, Father, gives the highest directions. You understand that you receive elevated directions in order to change from human beings into deities. You even say, we will become the Sun Dynasty rulers. Now this yajna is for becoming a ruler of the self, not a ruler of the subjects. You become the kings and queens, and so subjects will also be created just as Mama and Baba made effort and became those. So you children should become the same. You children should have the same happiness in being Brahma Kumars and Kumaris. Shivaba, we are all Shivaba's grandchildren. Shiva is not called as Prajapita. He is the creator. Prajapita is different. Parampita is different. The Parampita means supreme father. Prajapita is father of people. So Baba says he is creator. He is the one, whereas deities are those who reside in heaven. And so the Father is the one who changes the human beings into deities. Your bodies are being rejuvenated, just as the Kalpa tree is. He makes you souls who have become ugly into pure and beautiful. Those bodies do not remain when you become completely pure. When the soul is complete, perfect, pure, then it cannot stay in an impure, imperfect body. So the moment the soul is complete and ready, it shall leave the body. This is why the haystack in which everyone is destroyed is to be set ablaze. The haystack in which everyone is destroyed is to set ablaze. These are unlimited things. This is an unlimited island. Those are limited islands. There are as many languages as there are. There are names. So many languages and so many names to one God. There are many islands, but this entire world is also called as an island, that is Lanka. And so the kingdom of Ravan covers the entire world. So you also heard in the song, what has the state of the human beings have become? There, they do not kill each other. It is said that as was Rama, so were his subjects, those who followed the highest code of conduct. There is no question of sorrow. It is a sin actually. It is a sin to cause sorrow for anyone. How can there be that Ravan and Hanuman, etc.? But you can tell people the first main thing, since you call him God the Father, how can he be omnipresent? Otherwise, it would be a fatherhood. Not everyone can be the Father. If everyone is God, if God is omnipresent, he is living within all of us. And when he's living within all of us, then we are all fathers. When everyone become father, then who is giving and who is taking the inheritance? So Baba is saying, you children now have to explain. For half a cycle, you have been earning a false income. Now, in order to go to the land of truth, you must earn a true income, because the currency of this world cannot work there. Here we accumulate dollars, pounds, naira, rupee, like that. But this currency has no value in that world. Which world?
Golden age.
Golden age.
You have to spend coins.
So you cannot have coins or you cannot have notes. Nothing shall work. But you have to carry your wealth. What is the wealth that you have to earn here? What is the income which will travel with you in the cycle of time? What is the wealth?
Consciousness, awareness.
Awareness and actions. Your pure actions, your pure disciplines, and your pure lifestyle. They are the habits that you carry. Because sanskar, isn't it? The habits that you carry. With the translation. They relate the scriptures to in order to earn an income. Shri Baba did not study those scriptures, etc. He is knowledgeful, the ocean of knowledge. He is the truth and the living being. You children now understand that you are earning a true income from Baba. In order to go to the land of truth, when the land of falsehood is destroyed, everything will be destroyed along with the bodies. All of you will see how the war takes place. They think that everyone should come together, but they become divided. Human beings desire one thing and God desires something else. All their plans are for destruction. What is God's plan? You now know that the Father has come in order to change this land of falsehood into the land of truth, to change humans into deities. Through the truthful Father, you become truthful, whereas you become false through Ravan. And the Father is the one who gives true knowledge. You Brahmins will return with your hands full. In the outside world, physical world, they say a lot of philosophical statements like we came empty hand, we return empty hand, and all of that. But we did not come empty, and so we should not return empty. There are few souls who came empty, and they would leave the way they came. And they are not deities. So they don't understand the definition and the density of practice of purity. Baba says, you Brahmins will return with your hands full, whereas the hands of the Shudras will remain empty. You understand that you are to become deities, isn't it? Now the Father simply says, stay in your household and become like a lotus flower. And remember me. You stay with your parents, you stay with your in-laws, whatever is your destiny. Before you come to knowledge, whatever you are, in whichever state or form, like a Kumari, celibate, or like a householder, married, whichever state you are, you will be accepted as you are by the God who is an incorporeal Shibaba. But after knowing Father, you should not change your status, the social status and the spiritual status. If you are getting married for the purpose of producing and increasing the physical families, then you are like a, Baba says, traitor. You are learning something good and you are practicing something which is against that. So getting into the vices called lust and anger and all of that, Baba says, shall not make you into a lotus flower. Think you are lotus flower, who is in this negativity of the world, but who saves the spiritual fragrance, the freshness and the color and the beauty. Why should you forget to remember Baba? You forget the Father who makes you into the masters of heaven. This is something new. You have to be soul conscious here. A soul is imperishable. He sheds a body and takes on the next. The Father says, be soul conscious because you are to return home. Shed the consciousness of the body. This is an old decayed shoe of 84 birds. When clothes have been worn for a time, they wear out. If you wear any clothes for a longer period of time, they wear out. So what do you do then? You throw them, isn't it? You throw them. You cannot use them in the same form again. So you must also shed those old bodies. Now come down from the pyre of lust and sit on the pyre of knowledge. There are many who cannot stop indulging in vice. The Father says, since the copper age, you have been becoming greatly diseased. All the diseases of the body and mind has started from copper age, isn't it? Why? Because the vices entered the soul from the copper age. The soul started believing in body consciousness, that I am a man, I am a woman. And so such feelings of physical, impure vision has started. And that is the reason diseases have grown to that an extent. Now conquer these vices. Don't indulge in the vice of the lust. Be pure. These bodies are impure. Therefore become pure. Everyone here is born through vices do not exist in Silver Age and Golden Ages. If they were to exist there, why would that be called heaven and this be called as hell? The Father says, There is no aim and objective in the scriptures. Here, you have an aim and an objective. We are now changing from the humans into deities. The Father says, forget all that you have studied till now. There is no essence in any of those worldly studies. Essence means that which can make you fragrant for, that which can connect you to your original self. Your stage of ascending only takes place once. Afterwards, it is the stage of descending. So tell me when we started descent. When did we start descending? And when did we start ascending? What is the stage of ascending and when were we ascending? Sister Pavitra. Unmute
I don't know
yourself.
clearly. Yeah, I don't know clearly the exact answer for when we start ascending and when we start descending. Maybe if you're not with the vices, and if you're a pure soul, then that time we'll start ascending. And
Sure.
yeah.
See, we are basically pure souls, but we didn't practice purity. When we practice purity, we start ascending. And the practice is before the golden age. In the golden age, we are living as pure souls.
Yes.
But before that, we were not. So just before the golden age, in the confluence age, we practice purity. And once we are in golden and silver ages, we were anyway pure souls. Our practices of purity was so natural. But after the silver age, we all have become impure because all the five and their whole kingdom of vices have taken our kingdom. And so we become from rulers to subjects, and from pure to impure, as one after another, all the vices entered into the soul. No matter how much you beat your heads, you have to descend and become impure. That's a part of the story. This is a dirty world. You children understand that our Bharat was heaven and that it is now hell. First, there was only the one original deity religion, but that no longer exists now. That religion is being established once again. Baba comes and carries out establishment once again through Brahma. You also say that you can claim the inheritance or the kingdom from the Father once again. After you have claimed the kingdom, the knowledge will then disappear. Only impure ones receive this knowledge in order to become pure. So why would this knowledge remain in the pure world? You also understand now. Many years it has been since there was the kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan. How many years? Baba, we have come once again after 5,000 years to claim the kingdom. I, the soul, am a child of the Father. Again, we need to have this awareness. I am a soul and the child of Father. Now, there is the example of the person who started calling himself as a buffalo. And he kept repeating that to himself, that I am a buffalo, and thereby developed the faith itself that he is a buffalo and that he was a buffalo, and believed that he could not leave through the window because he had horns. To come out of the window. Somebody said, come from here. No, I can't enter from this. I can't, the door is closed. I'm not able to open. Then they say, enter, come out from the window. He says, how can I come? I have horns. My horns are not getting fit in the window. Now the example applies to us. You have the faith that you are the children of Baba. Baba says, this example is for you. Because you have the faith that you are the children of Baba, and it is not that by saying, I am the four-armed Vishnu, you will still become so, but now the one who can make you, that is definitely needed. You cannot become, if you think you cannot just become Vishnu or any deity like that, but you need the one who make you like that to be along with you. Now, this knowledge is to change you from ordinary human beings into Narayan. Those who imbibe well and inspire others to do so are the ones who claim a high status. A student cannot say that he does not have time to study. In that case, you can go and sit at home. The inheritance cannot be claimed without studying. The inheritance cannot be claimed without studying. You are godfatherly students, and yet you say that you don't have time. If after belonging to the Father, you divorce him, he would say that you are a great fool. Don't you have time for an hour or a half an hour? Sit in the early morning hours and remember Baba. No difficulties are placed on your heads for this. Awaken in the early morning hours and simply remember the Father and spin the discus of the self-realization. If not others, at least benefit yourself. The more merciful you are and the more you bring benefit to yourself and then to others, the higher the status you shall claim. This is a very great income. Those who have a lot of wealth, they say that they do not have the time. The wealthy will be poor there and the poor will be wealthy there. The mothers cry to make them laugh. Baba says the mothers cry the most. Who will cry a lot for everything? There's a lot of pain, sorrow. Mothers cry, cry, cry. Baba says you have to make them laugh. Constantly stay on the pilgrimage of remembrance. There is peace in Madhuban, and so you can earn a great deal of income. If you come to Madhuban and stay for a while, you can absorb that eternal peace, that spiritual peace, and the true peace which you cannot get anywhere else in the world. So Baba says there's a lot of peace here. So come and sit and earn an income and become wealthier before you return to your places. Acha, Acha, to the sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, love and remembrance, and good morning from the mother, father, Baba. The spiritual fathers say, Namaste to the spiritual children. What do you have to say? And the spiritual children say, Namaste, good morning to the spiritual father. Before we read the essence for dharana, let's listen to this song of today's Murli. Baba says, what the human being has become, look at that. We have with translation, so you all can enjoy as the song is played, listen and enjoy the music and read the meaning in English, which comes on your screen. Thank you.
इस इंसान को ये क्या हो गया, इसका पुराना प्यार कहाँ पर खो गया। कैसी ये मनहूस घड़ी है, भाइयों में जंग छिड़ी है। कहीं
I am translating this because we didn't find the subtitles in English. So the song says that what a time has come. This is the worst time that the brothers are quarreling among themselves and the human being has lost his old love. Who is the old love? The oldest love of the beings was always with the Supreme Being.
कहीं पे खून कहीं पर ज्वाला जाने क्या है होने वाला सब
At one place it is blood, and at other place it is fire. And what is going to happen, nobody can guess.
सबका माथा आज झुका है आजादी का जुलूस रुका है
And everyone's head is now down. Everyone's head is down means they are now totally not in a place, is not in a mood to understand that what to do now. So they're completely disappointed, and the whole act of attaining freedom is at halt.
चारों ओर दगा ही दगा है हर छुरे पर खून लगा है
That in all the four corners of the world, there is only deception and deception. And on every hand, there is blood. So much violence is going on.
आज दुखी है जनता सारी रोते हैं लाखों नर नारी रोते हैं
Today, the whole public is in full of sorrow. Men, women, everyone is crying in sorrow.
आंगन गलियारे रोते आज मोहल्ले सारे
So not just few people. So it is said that the cry is not just at one place belonging to one people. In every street, in every community, this cry is loud.
सलमा रोती है सीता रोते हैं कुरान वो गीता.
So who is crying here is not just about one community, but one religion. Salma belongs to Islam. Sita is a name of Hindu. So both are crying, whether it is Salma or Sita. Those who belong or believe in Quran and those who read Gita, both are crying. There is no difference in the experience of sorrow.
आज हिमालय चिल्लाता है कहाँ पुराना वो नाता है.
So now the mountains and the nature, especially Himalayas, they are very strongly standing mountains in the world, and they also are shouting that where is that old relationship of love among the human beings and for the God.
डस लिया सारे देश को जहरी नागों ने घर को लगा दी आग घर के चिरागों ने.
This whole world has been bitten by the poisonous snakes, venomous snakes of vices. And so our own world is our home, and our home has been set ablaze in fire by the family only. Ghar ke chirag is the successors. The children of the family has put the family home into fire.
अपना देश वो देश था भाई लाखों बार मुसीबत आई इंसानों ने जान गंवाई पर बहनों की लाज बचाई.
That was our kingdom, that was our country, that was our nation, my dear brothers, where people have given their lives in order to save the lives of our women and children.
लेकिन अब वो बात कहाँ है, अब तो केवल घात यहाँ है, चल रही है उल्टी हवाएं, कांप रही थर थर अब लाएं.
Now that aspect is not there now. Where are those things now happening? Nothing. Whatever is happening now is totally different. And the air, the breezes are now blowing in an opposite direction with opposite belief systems, and women are shivering in fear.
आज हर एक आंचल को है खतरा, आज हर एक घूंघट को है खतरा, खतरे में है लाज बहन की, खतरे में चूड़ियां दुल्हन की.
It is said that there's a lot of danger all around, especially for the women. And there's a danger for the clothes that they wear, the danger for the ghungat. Ghungat is the, what do you call that, veil that you wear to cover the face. Even they are covering the face, still there is danger. And if it is, the face is visible, still there is danger. And so it is said that the danger is everywhere.
डरती है हर पाँव की पायल, आज कहीं हो जाए न घायल, आज सलामत कोई न घर है, सबको लुट जाने का डर है.
Today, nobody is feeling safe and protected. So everyone is in the fear that they might be looted, and always everyone is in a fear, because it is spoken in a poetic way also, that the anklets that the women wear are not safe, and the bangles that they wear, they're not safe. So nothing is safe in this world of deception.
हमने अपने वतन को देखा, आदमी के पतन को देखा.
We have seen our country, we have seen this kingdom, that how it is getting demoralized and diminished. Patan it is getting degraded. And when the kingdom is getting dangerous and unsafe, then in this scenario, human beings are also getting degraded. Because kingdom is not with chairs and tables, isn't it? It's with human beings. So when a country is degrading, the whole atmosphere here, so much of growing crime. This is the meaning it says. The essence of it is this.
आज तो बहनों पर भी हमला होता है, दूर किसी कोने में मजहब रोता है.
This is a very sad thing that they have spoken in the song, that there was a belief system that women, they will not fight with a woman. But even today, the attacks are made even on the woman. And so you can see even a true religion is crying, sitting in the corner helplessly. Religion also is not able to do anything about these human beings.
किसके सर इल्जाम धरे हम, आज कहाँ फरियाद करें हम.
Now, whom should be, it is said that whom should it be blamed for all these things that is happening? And where should we go and complain? Who will listen to us?
हम करते हैं जो आज लड़ाई, सबके सब हैं अपने ही भाई, सबके सब.
So all of us here are brothers and sisters. We all belong to one unlimited family. Everyone is a brother to each other. So all are fighting here. So where should we go and ask for justice? To whom should we ask?
सबके सब है यहाँ अपराधी, हाय मोहब्बत सबने भुला दी.
So everyone is fighting among themselves. Everyone are brothers to each other. And everyone is aparadhi. Aparadhi means culprits. All are culprits. So, what was the last line? सबके सब है अपराधी.
आज बही जो खून की धारा, बही जो खून की धारा, सबने भुला दी. आज बही जो खून की धारा.
So it is said that everyone is fighting among themselves and everyone are brothers actually. And whom should we blame? And it is said that the blood is flowing.
यहाँ अपराधी, हाय मोहब्बत सबने भुला दी. आज बही जो खून की धारा, दोषी उसका समाज है सारा.
It is said very beautifully that everyone is fighting among themselves, everyone are brothers in fact, and everyone has forgotten that fraternal love, universal brotherhood, and all that love that they have in between themselves. And so that's the reason the blood is flowing. And who has to be blamed? It is said that whole society has to take the responsibility.
सुनो जरा ओ सुनने वालों, आसमां पर नजर घुमा लो.
It is said that those who are listening to this, kindly listen carefully and look at the sky, go beyond.
एक गगन में करोड़ों तारे रहते हैं हिलमिल के सारे.
Look how in the one sky, all the millions of stars, they live with so much harmony.
वो आपस में लड़ते, कभी न देखा उनको झगड़ते.
Now these stars, they would never fight among themselves, and never anybody has seen such that the stars are quarreling between themselves.
कभी नहीं वो छुरे चलाते, नहीं किसी का खून बहाते.
Either they used such type of weapons against each other, like knives and swords, and they never make each other's blood flow.
लेकिन इस इंसान को देखो, धरती की संतान को देखो.
So look at this human being. He is the child of the Mother Earth. How he is behaving.
कितना है ये हाय कमीना, इसने लाखों का सुख छीना.
And this human being is such an inhuman that he has snatched away all the happiness of everyone.
की है इसने जो आज तबाही, देंगे उसकी ये मुखड़े गवाही.
The destruction that he has created in the world, this human being, it is the evidences are these faces which will speak.
आपस की दुश्मनी का ये अंजाम हुआ, दुनिया हंसने लगी, देश बदनाम हुआ.
This type of enmity among the countrymen has resulted in such a way that other countries, other nations are looking at us and they are laughing at us. And here the country became badnaam, insulted.
कैसा ये खतरे का पहर है आज हवाओं में भी जहर है.
So what a type of dangerous moment is this, that there is so much of poison even in the air.
कहीं भी देखो बात यही है हाय भयानक रात यही है.
Wherever you go, whichever newspaper you open, it is the same story, same news. And so there is always fear, not just in the night, but bhayanak raat yahi hai. This is that fearful night that has been discussed in the scriptures, that there is a night where there's a lot of suffering. Now this whole time is like a night.
के साये में हर घर है कब क्या होगा किसे खबर है.
So every house is in the fear of death, that anytime everything can finish. So who knows what's going to happen now?
बंद है खिड़की बंद है द्वारे बैठे हैं सब डर के मारे.
So they close their windows, they close their doors, and they are sitting inside, and they are sitting with a lot of fear.
क्या होगा इन बेचारों का क्या होगा इन लाचारों का इन.
What's going to happen to all these poor people? What is going to happen or to all these helpless, hopeless people?
का इनका सब कुछ खो सकता है इन पे हमला हो सकता है.
Anything can happen, anytime they can be attacked, and anytime they all will be robbed.
कोई रक्षक नजर न आता सोया है आकाश दाता.
It's very sadly spoken that we don't find any protector who can save us from all of these things that are happening. And where is that creator? Where is that supreme donor, bestower? Is he sleeping?
ये क्या हाल हुआ अपने संसार का निकल रहा है आज जनाजा प्यार का.
Now this all is speaking about the whole scenario, that what has happened to this world now, and here the casket of dead body of the true love is now moving in the procession. The procession of the casket of the dead body of the love, true love, is in the procession. So the whole explanation about this song is speaking about what's happening in the world. But this song is very old, during the time of partition of India, where India and Pakistan were like brothers, was together. And so they all fought for the freedom together. And after that, on the basis of the religion, that they have been divided. And the partition took place in 1947, August 15th, same date, both the countries celebrate Independence Day with a lot of pride and with a lot of love. But they were not together happily for a longer time. Soon, the very freedom was on the condition of partition. So the both brothers divided and became separate countries. And that was not enough. After that, what happened? They constantly attacked each other. And as they behaved like enemies, killing their own countrymen, killing their own religious people. So this was a very sad state where a lot of bloodshed was seen and so much of deception and so much of insecurity, especially for the woman, has been seen. So that was not a very comfortable scene, very positive scene. It was a very, very dangerous scenes of drama that people have experienced and a lot of fear within. So now the whole religion, it has been very beautifully spoken. So much is happening. Religion is crying. The truth is missing. The true love has been forgotten and it is put in a casket. In the procession, it's like dead. The true love is dead totally and the brothers are killing each other. So this thing is not just the story of 1950. Still it is continuing. Many countries, they were together. There was partition and they still are fighting with each other. Not to specifically name anything, but in the whole world, there were so many partitions happened. And the story of partition was written with the blood. And certainly, nobody is happy with that partition. So many politics is involved in this. Who is happy? What is the solution? Who is protector at this point of time? And so people are looking towards the sky that the protector will certainly come. And we all know the supreme protector, the supreme bestower Baba has come and is protecting us by giving his powerful, pure wisdom, which was completely put off. And so now he is letting the light of love within all of us, that which we have forgotten. And we became machine in this machine world, thinking everything, eating all from machines. We became so like cold. And it's time for all of us that God has come and he is awakening us from the graves of, untouchability, the graves of completely cold, not understanding each other, not having the true pure love for each other, and not even having that self-respect for the self, so that we can practice purity, we can practice peace, we can practice wisdom. To practice something, one needs to have that awareness and care for the self. With self-respect, the practices shall reach to its completeness. Essence for dharana, point number 1, earn a true income in order to go to the land of truth. I'm sorry I've taken time in translating this particular song because this song holds so much of sorrow what's going around. And it's relevant for all of us, especially the spiritual beings, to understand the importance of our pure practices in order to help God to transform this world of impurity into the land of pure beings. Earn a true income in order to go to the land of truth. Be soul conscious. Renounce the arrogance of that old decayed shoe. What is a shoe? The body. Second point, be merciful and bring benefit to yourself and to others. Awaken early in the morning. Remember the Father and spin the discus of self-realization. Blessing, may you be a holy swan who transforms anything wasteful into powerful with your good wishes. A holy swan is one who puts aside anything negative and imbibes the positive. While seeing and hearing, do not look or listen. Negative means wasteful things. So do not listen to, perform, or speak of wasteful things. Transform anything wasteful into powerful. For this, you need to have good wishes for every soul. With good wishes, even something wrong becomes right. Therefore, it doesn't matter what someone is like, simply continue to give good wishes. Good wishes will change a stone into water, and anything wasteful will be transformed into something very powerful. Slogan. In order to experience supersensuous joy, remain stable in the stage of an embodiment of peace. In order to experience supersensuous joy, remain stable in the stage of the embodiment of supersensuous joy, embodiment of peace. See, peace is the root to all the experiences. So the moment I calm down my mind and I put the pills of peace within and I become an embodiment of peace, then I have door to enter into that arena, which is called as a pure space within, to understand and experience the supersensuous joy. So may you all experience this joy. Let's remember Baba in silence for a minute before we close.